So I'm standing here with Diego Kumcha, who just came out of the Kyle Simpsons JavaScript Fundamentals. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
So I took Kyle's class at 4JS last year, and I left with this great mental voice, always helping me out through my JavaScript compile stage. So let's hear if you can do the Kyle Simpson mantra. What happens when a JavaScript file enters the interpreter?
Yeah. So JavaScript is compiled. So it has a just-in-time compiler, and it goes through two main phases. The first phase is that the compiler starts a conversation with scope, right? And it looks at basically it looks for all your variable and function declarations, and it asks scope whether or not those variables or functions have been registered. And then if they haven't been registered, then the JavaScript compiler registers them, right? So that's what, in a sister way of thinking about things in hoisting, that's what leads things to be hoisted to the top or not, even though the JavaScript compiler doesn't work that way. So once everything gets registered that needs to be registered, the next phase is the runtime execution phase. And in that phase, the conversation changes, and then it's basically the JavaScript runtime asking scope whether or not things have been assigned a value. So if these registered variables haven't been assigned a value, then they get assigned a value, and if they don't exist, then you start getting things like, or if they're not within scope and you're calling something that hasn't been registered and isn't within scope, then you get a reference error. Or if you try to use something in a way that, like you try to use a function when that function, or when that variable has been assigned just a value like a primitive, then you get a type error. So it's this dialogue that happens both in compile phase and also in runtime phase. And it's just that back and forth. So yeah, it's really interesting.
Okay, well, thanks for that. We'll see you next year at Angular U.
Yeah, can't wait. Thanks.